y'all doing, my royal people? This is your fam, your boy right here, Dr. G, and you're watching Living Single with Dr. G. Listen, this platform was created so that we can have what we like to call talk therapy. It's an opportunity for my different guests to answer 10 questions. And though the questions are the same, their responses are usually different because their experiences are. So their perspective and their response will be different. I'm hoping that you can get some tips and tools, get some nuggets from them sharing their responses. This is a no judgment zone. I believe that every person represents somebody else. And so the way they're thinking or feeling, somebody else may feel that same way towards that subject. We're hoping that you can receive from this podcast some information that would hopefully renew your mind, transform your life, help you out while you are single and looking for that, that one that's right for you. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm just glad that you are tuning in, that you're here with us. Please continue to support us in every way possible. If you want to send something in for me to wear and promote your business or promote your, your company or whatever, send it on in. If it's right, fit right, extra large hat, I'll wear it. All right. And I give you a plug. At the end, you can see how you can financially support us so that we can continue to do greater. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and get on into it. We have a queen with us tonight. Queen, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and let us know your age.
Okay, my name is Besse Swint, and I'm Gen X, and I am a lady, and ladies do not give their age, so I don't give my age. I believe if my face and body don't tell you my age, then why should I? So for most men, your age doesn't really matter anyway. If they're attracted to you and you have the right energy for them, then age is not an issue for women, for men, as far as women are concerned. It's an attraction thing, I believe, more than an age thing. I am the CEO of Just the Best Incorporated, and we are an encouragement-based company. We believe in encouraging all people, but especially African Americans around the diaspora. I am looking to really work with girls. I believe that this generation of girls that are on the planet right now, they can change the world with the right encouragement, with the right instructions, and if they have sisterhood. I think that's what we have really lost to a large extent is sisterhood and community.
Okay. I love it. I love that. And that's one of the things I hope will be, and I believe will be accomplished with this tonight, that they get an opportunity to hear your perspective on some of these questions and be empowered to become better so that they can be that bright light, that positive force in society. Um, Sometimes it's a conversation with somebody, listening to someone change your whole becomes a paradigm shift for somebody. And so when I heard you speaking, we met at an auction. I love auctions. I love it. When I got introduced to it, I'm like, hey, I'm here now, and it can become addictive. So I have to be careful. Don't even need nothing going down there. Well, that's how we met. I heard a conversation. You were talking, and I'm like, wow, I'm liking the way she talks. I like the way she thinks. And just real quick before we go in, because I want to dig into these questions. I know you also have, and this is part of the conversation I heard, you have an Airbnb.
I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have an Airbnb. I'm a professional photographer. I'm an artist. I teach art classes. And what else do I do? Oh, I am a financial education expert. So I teach people about financial education because that's a major issue in the Black community is
Okay.
financial education. It's a problem in America, period, because you don't learn about interest. So you have credit cards with incredible interest. You don't know about pawns, and you don't know about title loans. So you engage in these types of things and you lose your car, or you pay twice the price of the car back to somebody to get it back. It is thievery in our community. But you
Okay.
can't hate the game. You know what I mean? You can't hate the game. You
Right,
have to
right, right.
learn the game so that you
Right,
don't
right.
participate in nonsense.
Right. So you wear a couple of different hats in business, and that right there is what made me say, yep, she's thinking. So I want to hear what she got to say about these 10 questions. So let's go
Okay.
ahead and let's jump on into it. So the first question is, what are red flags that a person should not ignore when they are seeking a potential mate?
Okay. I'll give you two:
Okay.
violence and disrespect. In
Okay.
any person that you desire to be with, you
Hmm.
should know that that person respects you.
Hmm.
And if you're in a relationship with someone, man or woman, that person should not be violent toward you. How can you perpetuate a love relationship when you're being physical with someone? And not just physical violence, but verbal violence. You should not verbally attack someone that you're trying to be in an emotional love relationship with. Those two things are the ultimate red flags. Anytime those things happen, there should be a confrontation about it the first time. And if it happens again, you plan your exit strategy. You just do not deal with that under any circumstances.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. We hear it in the news all the time. And the only thing I would like to add to that, that me and some people have been conversating about, I would say when you plan your exit strategy, don't say nothing about it. Just do it.
Yeah, that plan is between you, God, and the door. You know what I mean? This is not something that you announce, or it's not. If someone is verbally, because see, this is the thing people don't realize. If someone is verbally abusive, physical abuse is just around the corner. You know
Come
what I
on
mean?
now. Yes.
Physical abuse is just around the corner. They're trying you. Because if I can say anything to you, I can do anything to you. I'm trying to get in your head. And if I can get in your head and allow you to accept me saying anything to you, the next step is just something else, physical manipulation. It's something. It's a major red flag. It should not go unaddressed. In dating, I consider dating like baseball. Disrespect and violence are pop flies. When you have a pop fly and it's caught, you're out. You're out. There are no excuses. You are out. Certain things are foul balls. You know, you say something wrong, you make a harsh comment, you do a joke because the person doesn't know your personality. So that's something you kind of have to work out. So that's a foul ball. Strikes, I can take or leave that. We need to check that. But a pop fly is caught, you out of here. Take the ref is pulling you out of the game. Okay, you're leaving the stadium. It's a wrap.
Wow. Come on. I love it. Come on. Oh, boom. I love it. Okay, move it on, move it on, move it on. I love it. Okay, so what makes it difficult? What do you think makes it difficult, challenging, or hard for people to date in today's society? Many people say it's hard dating today, hard to find that right person. What makes it hard?
I think your mindset makes it hard. Dating is not hard. Dating should be friendship. I go out with you and I want to see, can we be friends? Do we get along? Do our personalities click? Whatever period of time that I am in your presence and I decide, hey, you know what? You're not the type of person who can be my friend. We don't jive on what friendship is. You're standing me up. My friends don't stand me up. You don't keep your word. My friends do not keep their word to me. So the fact that you're inconsistent and you don't do what I would even accept from a friend, you can't be my
Oh,
friend. How you gonna be my friend when you can't be my friend?
Oh!
And
Oh!
that goes for dudes too. If a
Yes!
female is constantly pressing you and she cannot be your friend, she's nagging you, you can't be yourself. I really feel I'm really concerned about the mental health of men. I talk to men all the time. They're married, they have girlfriends, and they can never express themselves because they feel that they're going to lose. You know what I mean? Because nobody really takes the emotional aspects of men into account. Men actually, to me, are more emotional than women, because women, we have girlfriends that we can vent to. We're not judged. We keep it pushing. A guy cannot go to his guy friend and say, she hurt my feelings. I have guys who tell me that their daughters say crazy, disrespectful stuff to them, and they are heartbroken. But they can't tell their girlfriend that. They can't tell their wife that. You know what I mean? Who do you tell these things to? You know what I mean? So we have a lot of men who are damaged and who have issues as a result of the whole, just take it, man. You tough. You can take it. At some point, nobody can take emotional abuse. They cannot take emotional abuse. And in our community, we really need healing and therapy. We need to stop being so cool and having so much swag that we have mental health issues.
It's good and it's true. T.D. Jakes did a book some time ago, said it's entitled Emotions. And he was trying to make it clear that men have emotions too. I was talking with someone yesterday and I said, you know what? When a relationship comes to an end, men who are not over it are more likely to go kill the woman, as we've been dealing with in the news right now, than women with men.
Right.
And like you said, they got their girlfriends talking over whatever. They might decide they want to flat his tires or something or whatever, but not go take his life.
Right.
And everything. And so just that, how deep that thing goes with a man after having suppressed so much or not having no outlets. Oh, you hit something good right there, but it's something powerful when a woman can articulate for a man, when she can speak what he thinks. That's powerful. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right now. Okay. I'm already looking forward to the in-person reunion season finale that we're gonna do of the show. All of us gonna be in the same room. And but that's gonna be some energy up in there. So, next question. What does okay. I was about to go ahead of myself to settle, but right now this next question is how important are deal breakers, and do you have any?
The deal breakers were the violence and the disrespect. Didn't you ask me that?
Your red flags and deal breakers, they're somewhat similar, but a little different for some people. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying your red flags are your deal breakers,
right?
And should be somewhat deal breakers. What is the importance of a deal breaker? Should a person ever?
Okay, well then let's back that up. If you were saying red flags, the disrespect, I'm still sticking with that. But when you say red flags, how do you tell disrespect? So we're going to back it up to that, because I think that's what you were getting at, is what are the signs of these things? Which are red flags?
Which are red flags? Red flags are signs, warning signs.
Right. The warning signs, people who disrespect people who others consider to be less than them. Like, say, if someone disrespects the homeless, if someone disrespects a waiter or waitress, if someone disrespects any person of a lowly state, because by the grace of God, there go I. So at some point, you're also going to look at me like that. When you think that I no longer have value, then you're going to disrespect me too, because disrespect is disrespect. People who honor people honor people. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with your position. God is not a respecter of persons. So why should you feel that you can judge and be a respecter of persons? We are all persons. You don't know what that person's situation was, or why they're doing what they're doing, or what brought them to the place that they're in. It's not your place to judge them. People who are unkind, people who are short with other people, will eventually be short with you. So those are my red flags. Just those little things that you're like, I didn't think that was nice. That was not kind. That was not considerate. Because you can fake those things with the person you're dating if you want to be seen a certain way. But you're not going to fake that with the homeless person, or the waitress, or the waiter, or, the person cleaning the windows, or the person who, or even like a person who is giving you a ticket. That's that person's job. You know what I mean? If you're in the wrong, that's that person's job. They can't help that. You know what I mean? That's what pays their bills. So you can't get upset with people for doing what they're supposed to do, doing what they're in life, their place in life, because they may be moving on up. You never know. You know what I mean?
Oh, hold on. Miss Bess, you have articulated some conversations I've had with people recently. I feel that if it's your nature with them, it's just your nature. If it's your character over there, that's just your character. That's who you are. You've articulated this. You've articulated this so well. So well. Okay, we're going to move on. I hope y'all hearing her. I hope you're taking some notes. Let me go here. I've got to ask you, what is your relationship status?
I'm in a relationship. I'm seeing someone, yes.
Okay,
but it's not serious in the sense that we're not engaged. It's a long distance relationship. So that person, we like each other, grown folk relationships. You like the person, but because that person works a lot, I work a lot, but we're honest with each other in our relationship. And that's basically how it flows. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a don't ask, don't tell. He's respectful of me. I'm respectful of him. And we just kind of flow,
I got you. Okay. I meant to ask you at the beginning. Okay, moving on to the next question. You've heard or should I say, it's in the Bible that a woman is a man's helpmate.
Yes.
What does that mean to you? How does that look to you? I've asked this question to different age groups, different women and men. I've got a range of responses. What does helpmate means to you, and do you see it in today's society?
I see it in today's society. People who have a mission, you can be a helpmate to somebody who has a mission. If a man has no direction, he has no goals, everybody has a purpose. Let's just say he hasn't discovered his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Then as a woman, you can be no help to that man. You need to be on your own agenda, trying to get things together for yourself. When you find a man who has those things in place, then yes, you can be a helpmate to him. And he will see you in that way because he has something going on. I think men like an attractive woman, but they also want a woman that can help them, who can give them advice, who can be an emotional support, who has other things that they can lend to that person. You know what I mean? Because men, if they are out there, doing their thing in the world, like I said, they need emotional support. So if nothing else but somebody who can, quote unquote, be that friend to them and listen to them, then that's how you can help that person on whatever level. You know what I mean? Because women have that emotional ability to be there and support everybody, men, children, anybody. You know what I mean? It's part of our gifting as nurturers.
So what are your thoughts about because I heard how you said, what are your thoughts about a man who does not yet have his grounding yet, but she sees potential in him? He's talking about what he wants to do or what he plans to do, but he's not already moving in it.
Okay, now see, to me, that is a very dangerous man who will waste your time. If a man does not have his stuff together, you need to say, sweetie, that's wonderful. I wish you the best. When you get it together, come for me.
So she's not going to help. She's not going to help him get it.
Say what?
She's not going to help him get it together.
No. Because see, a lot of times men want a helpmate / sucker. So you help them, and then as soon as they get what they need, they will dump you and get what they want. No, I don't believe in that. God helps those who help themselves. So help yourself. And when you get yourself to a place where I can help you and we can both benefit, then I will help you to a certain extent. But I don't be helping people like that. In a relationship, you both need to offer something to the other. If you're only giving, then you are on the short side of the stick, because givers give and takers take. A taker is never going to tell you you've given too much. So no. I give very little. I give very, very little because I understand that. I know you're never going to say, stop staying up all night on the phone talking to me. Stop paying my bills. Stop taking me to dinner and I have no expectations of anything. This goes both ways. Givers give and takers take. At some point, you have to balance out the relationship and to yourself say, I'm not getting anything out of this. You know what I mean? This is wasting my time. This is pulling me from my mission and my purpose. So exactly what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And then again, you make your exit strategy. You don't tell nobody. It's just, I'm just a little busy. I'm sorry. Or, I have an appointment. I can't talk to you right now. No, I'm sorry. Friday, I'm booked. But I wish you the best. You have a great time. No, you're not going to waste my time. I only have a limited amount of time on this planet, and I don't have it to sit here and play with you if you're not being serious. If you're not being serious, that's cool. Go play with somebody else. There's a lot of folks out here that'll play with you.
Make a sucker. That's gonna be what we're gonna talk about in that reunion show. I already know Nikki gonna get that clip. All right. So the other thing is, and I love how you say it goes both ways. It's both sides. You're talking to both sides. I love it. Because it happens on both sides. But
because see, men are givers too, and so I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. There are men who give from a genuine place, a genuine heart. They had great female role models in their life, so they want to be that giver. But then you have women who are depleted in areas, and they just want to take. And they're never going to say, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't blah, blah, blah. Takers are never going to tell you what's up. They're not. You have to tell yourself.
And that takes us right here to our next one, which is, what does it mean for a man to be a provider and a protector? And a lot of men, have decided not to be in some relationships sometimes because the expectations, that's another question, but this is a little different here. What does it mean to you for a man to be a provider and a protector?
Okay, now are we talking dating? Are we talking marriage? Because, there are different things that you can be in different stages of your relationship.
Exactly.
That you have to clarify that, because what you would do as a husband, you would not do as a boyfriend. You would not do as a casual dater.
Okay,
so
right.
It depends on where you are.
So this is talking to people who are living single and people who are already single, and there are women who look at guys who already know in their heads that you're supposed to be a provider and a protector. If you're not providing this for me right now, then we're not going any further. If I don't feel protected, to what you're saying, pretty much, I love the way Joshua in one of my interviews said. He said there are red flags and then there are green flags. So if you don't see a green flag of that person doing that thing, providing or protecting on the single level, then how can you expect it later? So I'm talking about from a single standpoint. What does that look like? And for a man to be a provider and a protector.
Okay. Now, to me, men are action oriented. They're not talkers as much. There was a study done that said that women talk like 3 times more words than men do on a given day or any given time, which I can agree with, that most women talk a lot more. We're a lot more verbal than men are. So if that man is showing you that he is protecting and providing for you, like he looks at your tires and he sees that your air is low and he says, baby, let me put some air in your tire. Let me take care of that for you. Or if he sees any type of thing around your house, okay, this handle on your doorknob is something up with this. Let me tighten this for you. Let me put some screws in here. Let me do this. Let me do this. Those are the protecting type of things, you know what I mean, that you can do in dating. And also little things like guys walking on the outside when you walk on the street. Little common courtesy things that say, I'm going to protect you. I'm going to make sure as best I can that nothing happened to you. I have your best interest at heart. That's a provider, protector mentality.
I love it. You just all up in some of my other conversations. But see, listen, I had a dad and a mom, but a dad who taught me that simple lesson right there, right? As far as a woman is on the inside, you on the outside as a protector. I had that training. There are many men, guys, who've never had that. I've talked to some, like, what does that mean? What? Man, I don't get hit. I said, oh. I know you don't want to get hit. You don't want her to get hit either. Maybe you see you could push her. Y'all are, and so it's just different things that men have. That some guys have not been even taught. But I love those nuggets that you gave, and that's what this platform is for. That if you've never heard it before, you can hear it here. You can get some tips and tools and some nuggets, that can that you can try out. I guarantee you. And the only thing I said this on another episode, I said you got to have a woman who would allow you to do that.
Yes.
You got to have a woman who would allow you to provide or protect without, I don't need to do that, whatever. I got this. I got my own door.
Yeah.
And
Well, see, I'm like that. I'm old school. I want a man to get my door. I want to fix a man's plate. I want to bring him tea or whatever beverage he likes. I like to not, like people say, serve my man. It's not a matter of service. It's a matter of my heart toward you. You know what I mean? My heart toward you is to do these things for you. I'm not going to label that as service. You know what I mean? That's my heart towards you. That's how I feel. You're a king. You deserve for me to come and bring this to you. You deserve to rest and have me, handle that for you. Because I know you know the role that is good for my heart too, which is to protect me, to provide, to make me feel secure. Because that's what women want. Women in their heart, they want to be secure. Even these women who are hard and they're, trying to do the most, it's because they've seen that. And it's a protective mechanism to say that you don't want that. But like my brother always says, once you've driven a Lexus, it's hard to go and drive a hoopty. You know what I mean? you have that mentality, but I'm not materialistic, so I'm not talking on the material tip.
I
But
know
on
exactly what
the
you said. I got you. I got you.
but on the emotional tip, if you
Yeah.
have been with a woman who has treated you well, it's hard to go and be disrespected. It's hard not to have somebody who, does those simple things for you that just make you feel like a king. You should feel like a king. When I was growing up, my father, it was 5 kids. My father came home from work and we all had dinner at the table. Later that night, if my father wanted something, we knew what my dad wanted. So it was like one of us would bring whatever it was he wanted. Like if he wanted pie, one of us would bring a pie, one would bring the napkin, one would bring the fork, and we would all just like walk back
Well, I
there.
wanted 5 kids.
Yes, and give him his stuff. You know what I mean? And he would give us all a hug, and we'd go on watch TV or whatever. And then that night, before when we were in the bed sleep, he would open everybody's door and just look in there and check on us. And we weren't really asleep, but we knew he was our protector. He would go
Wow.
walk around the house and make sure everybody was fine. So of course you
Wow.
had that sense of security because you knew that there was a man on guard at your house. So I
Wow.
mean, to do things for him, it's like if this makes daddy happy, if this helps him to be able to work and do the things he needs to do, this is nothing for me to do. What is
Wow.
this for me to do?
Wow. So beautiful. I saw all of that. I'm a visual person, so when a person is speaking, I'm seeing all of that.
Mm.
That's why I wanted 5 kids. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I just, oh wow, I don't have 5, but that's why I wanted them. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I'm telling you, when a good man uh, feels the respect, feels like that king, feels that royal treatment, those little and that's appreciation. But to what you were saying earlier, the service, those are like acts of kindness,
Yes. Yes.
um, and I there's an episode from the Cosby Show that I'm going to show at the reunion show, a clip of where I don't know if you remember. You used to watch the Cosby Show,
Religiously, like everybody.
8 o'clock Thursday night. So listen, there's an episode when Cliff and Elvin is sitting on the couch, and Clara decides she was doing something for Cliff, bringing him something, and Elvin was like, "Oh, you serving him? Are And she read him the right regard. This is we serve each other, but I'm doing this because I love him. I serve. I'm choosing to do this. I'm not doing it any justice. I'm going to be looking it up soon, but I'm going to show it that night because it showed you a woman who was sure of herself, a boss lady who did not feel degraded in choosing to serve her man.
Right.
Kind of, okay. You already hit on this question right here already, but what is a quality that a person should require of a potential mate? What's a quality that they should require of a potential mate?
Okay, this one may throw you off. Having your own life. If you don't have your own life, I cannot be everything to you. You need to have your own life. You need to have your own friends. You need to have your own job. You need to have your own relationship with your mama. You need to have all of that on lock. Because I cannot do everything for you. I cannot be everything for you. I don't want that responsibility.
No!
You need to have your own thing going on because I have my own thing going on. I want to be able to hang out with my girlfriends. I paint. I do photography. I travel internationally. If you want to come, fine. If you don't, I don't have a problem with that. And you shouldn't have a problem with that. If we're in a relationship, I'm going to call you every day, every night, every 15 minutes. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes in order for you to feel secure. But you ought to know that if you're my man, the way I'm treating you, that I'm not going out in these streets trying to mess with no knuckleheads. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing. Security comes in somebody saying, you go do your thing and come back. So we'll have something to talk about. I don't want to be sitting up under somebody 24/7. You need to have your own life. It's mandatory.
Jesus! Out of all the interviews, that's the first one I heard to that, and I love it. I've always said that I need you to have some friends. That's too much pressure on me. You know, because now I would allow you to still be you and be who you're connected with. Because see, what I've come to find out about when I meet you, I'm meeting someone who have those different intricate parts of their life. That's the sum of who you are. So now, if I'm taking you from that, I'm about to see somebody I don't know and you don't even know.
Yeah.
Because who I see in you when I like is as a result of all of that that's connected to you. Relationship has to do with balance, but you covered that. I'm gonna make sure you secure. I ain't with no knucklehead. 15 minutes, what you need, baby? 30 minutes, I call you. Well, I love it. A quality is have something going on, have your own life. Okay, moving on. Oh man. Next question. To you, you've heard people say, I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to settle. Or then there's some people who said, man, I can't believe I settled. So we hear that in life. We hear people in life many times say, I've settled in this relationship, or I'm not going to settle in a relationship. My question to you is, what does it mean to you when you hear settle? Or what does it mean for a person to settle? And have you ever found yourself settling in a relationship?
Settling in a relationship. I think settling can be good and bad, because I think sometimes people think settling is when the excitement is gone. Nothing is going to be exciting forever. Sometimes it's you that needs to adjust your perspective on what's going on. And maybe that will provide you with some fulfillment. Because if there's nothing wrong, like I'm saying, no disrespect, no major issues, then what is the problem? There may be something within you that needs to be taken care of, because in life you should feel settled. You should want to be in a relationship that you feel comfortable, that is quote unquote boring. To me, that's the beauty of a relationship. The fact that you can just sit on the sofa and be boring. People have, I think, the wrong ideas about what a relationship is about. It's your toes don't have to curl every time, and that doesn't mean that you're settling. Now, if you're unhappy or unfulfilled, then that's something else you need to address. So
Okay.
exactly what is this settling that's going on? Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, if you're not married and you just, throw a rock and hit somebody and you marry that person, then I consider that possibly settling. If you just pick somebody and you're just with them just to be with them, then that may be settling, and that may not be good for either one of you. But if that person fulfills your needs and does what needs to be done, then that may be the best situation for you if you don't want to be single. The reason why I quote unquote have never settled is because if that relationship goes to that point and we don't have a resolution for that issue, then maybe our time together needs to end. And that's something that we need to talk about, because that's not an exit strategy type of situation. That's do you feel fulfilled too? Is there a problem with this situation for you? That's where you really need to communicate. If you care about that person and you want to be in that relationship, or if you're single and you're dating that person and you don't see that it's going to that next level, somebody needs to confront that situation and see what needs to happen, what you need to do. Or you need to just say, I love you, you're a great person, but we're just not for each other. I want you to be happy, period. And if it's not me, then I want you to be happy, period. You deserve happiness, period. I don't think you ever have to settle because there are billions with a B people on the planet. If that person was not your person, there are billions of people on the planet, in other countries, in other states, in other neighborhoods that could be your person. So every minute you spend settling is a minute you're not exploring your other options for happiness. So no, I don't believe in settling. There's no need to settle. What are you settling for? People get married and stay married for 20 years. If you're married for 20 years and you're happy, something happens, you're not happy, you may have 30 more years to enjoy life. Go out there and pick somebody else and enjoy life. It's not about being unhappy for another 30 years if you have another 30 years on the planet. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? I just do not believe in that. You know what I mean? If you're dating and the dating's not working, go do something else. Being apart may cause you to love each other more and get back together. One never knows, do one. If something is a problem, you just need. I'm not afraid of change. I think a lot of people are scared of change. I'm not a person who has a fear of change because everything changes. Your life's going to change. Your health's going to change. Your hair's going to change. Your body's going to change. Your attitude's going to change. Everything changes. So if you get stuck on the fact that things are not going to change, or if you get stuck on the fact that things have changed and there's no resolution, you're just not going to be happy because that's just yourself is settling. It's not the relationship, it's you, it's your mindset.
Oh, Besse. Oh, woo! Okay, next question. Woo! Yeah, excuse me, but my people know me. When I holler, oh, Chase. Okay, moving on. I alluded to this earlier. Many times men feel like they have expectations put on them that's just unfair while they're just trying to date. They're single, but all of this expectations, these big expectations are coming at them. And some of them would say, I'd rather not commit to one. I'd rather just over here, over there, because of what's expected of me. What do you have to say about men who feel, and probably say to men who feel that they have a lot of unfair expectations placed upon them? And do you see it? Do you recognize it?
I see it. I believe it. A woman can go on one date with you and be like, you're my husband. You know what I mean? In her mind, she already has bought her wedding dress. She has seen enough. It's like from the door, you're her man. You know what I mean? Because you check all the boxes. You're 6'2". You make 50 grand. You don't have no babies. You love your mother. You've been outside of this state. You check every box. You're my man. They are not looking at you as a person, your needs, your personalities, what the deal breakers are in the relationship. Whereas men, they just want to get to know you. They want to see if, where you could possibly fit in their life. And it takes time for that. You know what I mean? Women, within 3 dates, they pretty much have you pegged as to whether they want you to be their husband or not. And it's unrealistic to put those types of expectations on people. But at the same time, you need to have a discussion at some point. Where is this going? I'm very confrontational. Where do you see this going? This is not first date, second date. After 6 months, 4 months, if you're investing in me for 6 months, 4 months, whatever time you feel comfortable with, then you have that discussion. Especially if you're being intimate. If you're being intimate, we're going to come up with some kind of answers or something, or we're going to stop all that. So the thing is, you need to find out, and I'm not talking about sexual intimate. I'm talking every kind of intimate. I'm helping you with your job. I'm cooking for you. You all up in my house. No, Playboy, you ain't coming up in my house. You ain't
all the
my
benefits,
family.
all the
We
benefits.
ain't doing none of that. You know what I mean? Because see, now you're giving me mixed signals. We're not doing the mixed signal thing. Either we're doing something or we're not doing something. It's like being pregnant. Either you are or you're not. We're going to have to talk about this. And if you're unsure, then I'm not going to get emotionally entangled with you. We have no entanglements. I'm not getting emotionally entangled with you and you're confused. If you're confused, then go do your thing and work out your confusion and, do your thing. But I'm not going to get involved in that because, see, women end up on the short end of the stick in these types of situations. So I'm not going to get involved in that type of thing because a lot of men feel like they have all the time in the world, blah, blah, blah. I want to do this. I want to do that. See, then you're not my type of man because I want a man who wants to be monogamous, who wants to be in a relationship, who wants a woman who wants to pour into his life just like he wants to pour in her life. And you can't be pouring into everything.
Right. But like you said, you talk to a lot of guys. So I'm trying to see, have any guys relate to you, good guys, just relate to you how there's a pressure on them, a weight of expectation that they've not risen to yet, or they don't have the capacity to fulfill yet, but they feel it keeps coming at them.
Yes, because like I said, women see a good man from a mile away. So they want to lock him down, get him in a commitment, whatever, which I don't think that's fair. You know what I mean? A man who wants you will come for you. You know what I mean? If you're forcing him to do something, you need to leave him alone. You need to step back and let him realize your value. Everybody has value. If I value you, then you should value me. So if you don't value me, then I need to move on. You know what I mean? So that eliminates those expectations. If you are a man of character and you're trying to be or find somebody of character to be in your life, then you should have a time frame on that too. Like in the old days, guys would say, you're a good girl, I don't want to mess with you. And they would just leave you alone because they knew their intentions were not necessarily good. But the thing about this is the problem with a lot of men who are Gen X and older, they were in that mentality that a lot of men who were boomers and older told them to sow your wild oats. Well, when you sow wild oats, you get weeds. When you sow wild oats, you get other kinds of weeds and oats and grains and all kind of stuff that grows up in that field. So if you're not willing to take responsibility for that, then don't be sowing wild oats. Anything you sow, you're gonna reap something from it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my whole thing. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with that person. If you don't want to be in a relationship with them, just leave them alone. There's somebody else who you can be with or play with or whatever it is that you want to do. There's somebody out there who will participate in that with you.
Yeah, and sometimes people don't even want necessarily. The woman might not want a relationship, sort of say as much or commitment as much as she just. I'm expecting him to pay for this meal and that meal and take me here. I'm expecting him to buy me this and buy me that. And the guy's trying to keep up, pay his bills. I'm expecting him to ride this way. Drive this way, do this for me. And he may not be the only one she's expecting that from, but these guys, but I love that as far as expecting. That's another level of expectation, that's unfair because I guess women, when they do talk, and like you said, they go over their checklist, they're like, wait a minute, oh yeah, and I guess because the pool is so small, they're trying to hurry up and grab quick. But that communication, having that understanding about what is expected, therefore I don't have to get myself caught up in something or feeling like it's unfair.
Right.
Yeah. Good. Last two questions. You're good. Last two questions. This talk therapy, y'all. Hope you're getting some good stuff, getting these nuggets that's coming across so strong. What do men and women, females and males, do that bring disrespect to themselves in today's society? What that you see? Because everybody, people single, they're looking for somebody, and sometimes they get caught up in doing it or acting like something that's in a movie they hear, and they don't realize, they don't even consider it as disrespect to themselves. But what do you see that men or women do that is like brings disrespect to themselves if they're really trying to be in a relationship is a turnoff.
I think people always talk about doing the most. I really think you should do the least. When you give the most, you dress the most, you buy the most food, you do whatever. If you're going on a date with somebody, if I'm going out with you and I'm trying to get to know you, if we go to a nice restaurant and I buy the most expensive thing on the menu, then I'm doing the most. Why does it take that in order for me to, get to know you? If you go on a date with somebody and they take you to a nice place, you're there for the environment. You're not there to enrich the restaurant people. You're there for the environment and to get to know that person and to have a nice environment to talk and to, whatever. You could do that in a picnic. You could do that in any kind of way. Nobody has to do the most so that they feel they're being taken. The way you dress, you don't have to dress the most. You know what I mean? I should not have to show my whole body in order to get your attention. You know what I mean? That should not, I should not have to do that. I should not have to do the most. Everybody is walking around half naked. Should somebody have clothes on? It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? You can't outdo the person who's doing the most. Who's gonna do the most? Every time I see you, you're doing more than me. I'm not gonna even get in that game. I'm not gonna play that game because it's a loser's game to do the most. To do the most, I want to be with somebody who the least they do makes me happy. The least they do, I'm
Wait a
still
minute.
happy.
Wait, let that marinate for a second. The least they do makes me. Oh, okay. Say that again.
I want to be with somebody who the least they do makes me happy. Like, for instance, in a relationship, I tell guys this: I'm possibly going to give you a 7, maybe a 6. On a bad day, maybe a 3. But my 6 and 7 are kicking ass. You know what I mean? My 6 and 7 are really good. That's as much as you're going to get out of me. But I have guys that say, I'm a 10. I'm going to do a 10. I'm doing the most. I'm going to da-da-da. I'm going to da-da-da. I'm like, you don't get your feelings hurt because I'm only going to do a 6 or a 7. So if your expectation is to get a 10 out of me, you're going to get your feelings hurt because I'm not going to do a 10. I have a lot of stuff going on. You're not my number one priority. And you need to get that in your head a long time before we get a long way down the road. So if you're doing a 10, I know you can't maintain that. Just like my mama said, don't start nothing you can't keep on doing. So I know you're not going to do that. So at some point you're going to fall off. And then I'm going to be looking at you side-eyed. And that, I think, is a major problem in relationships. Because everybody's a 10 and we're excited and then when you fall down or that person has a bad day, you get your feelings hurt. Why were you short with me? Why didn't you blah, blah, blah? Why didn't you da-da-da? Why doesn't your hair look like this? Why you gained some weight? What's going on? You falling off. Nobody feels secure to be themselves because I have to always have my representative representing. My representative don't be representing. It's me, 100%. This is it, straight up, no chaser. So if you're not happy, you ain't never gonna be happy because this is it. It's a 6 and a 7. That's what we're working on. We're working on maintaining a 6 and a 7. If I go to a 2 or 3, give me a couple of days and I'll bounce back to my 6 or my 7. And when I tell you, it's not a good day for me, I just need some time to myself, or I need to spend time with my girls, you understand that it's not personal. You know what I mean? Because people take everything for, oh, she's mad at me. It's personal. It's not personal. Sometimes I just have a bad day. Or some days you might have a bad day. You don't need to be perfect for me if your boss is chewing you out at work. You don't have to be perfect for me if your best friend has cancer or your best friend has this situation going on. Because life is life and everybody experiences life differently based on their personality. So I can't expect you to be this thing that is my expectation, but not be your portion in life. So you just have to back it on up. You know what I mean? Just back it on up.
That's good. That's good. That's some good stuff there. That's some good stuff there. Listen, we're down to our last question. That's some good stuff there. And like I said, everybody's coming, man, with a different kind of perspective. A lot of people are, and there's a no judgment zone here. It's like that person does represent another group of people out there. They're not the only one that feels that way. And it's good to understand have these things to think about when you are entering into a relationship. You know,
Right.
have this discussion, these things to have on your mind moving into other than just I like the way you smell, I like the way you look. Let's last question for tonight, and you hit on it at the beginning, and it is um how important is it for people to be self-aware so they can be transparent about their own flaws and just be self-aware of their, aware of themselves before pursuing a relationship with somebody else. How important is that?
I think it's extremely important. I think everybody needs to work on themselves. You need to do your self work. Um, you know if you're not patient. You know if you have anger management issues. You
No,
know if you're lazy. You know whatever your issues are. Everybody has issues. You know what I mean? Nobody is perfect. Nobody is the fairy tale. Whatever. You know what I mean? Prince Charming sometimes is not charming. So you just have to take that into perspective. Sleeping Beauty snores sometimes, and
come
sometimes
on
you have
now.
to take that into perspective. You know what I mean? So everybody needs to be self-aware that nobody is perfect. You're gonna have bad days. You need to try to be with someone who is also self-aware and can say, "Hey, I snore," or "Hey, I don't get up early in the morning. I'm not a morning person." And I know that, you're not, you are a morning person. So can we meet in the middle? You know what I mean? Don't call me. Like I tell people, don't call me before 10 o'clock. You're going to get your feelings hurt. Do not call
No,
me before 10
no.
o'clock. Yes. Don't call me before 10 o'clock. And I do stay up late, but that is my time. That is not your time to be in my business or in my time. So as long as we have that straight, you know what I mean? It's okay. Um, I want you to have your time, and you tell me. I won't call you. Like some people don't want to be called at work. They don't want that. Some people you can call them anytime. Anytime your name pops up on their phone, they're gonna answer the phone. It just everybody's different, but you have to be self-aware. What is it that you want? What are your expectations? And you need to let those be known as much as you can. Because some people don't know. They don't sit and think about themselves. They don't think about what it is that they want. It's like I have friends. I have a guy friend. He married a girl, very, very beautiful girl, very intelligent girl, MBA, good family, the whole nine. But her family was let's just say cold. Whereas his family was very huggy, kissy, all over each other, joking, the whole nine. But her family was very stern. I mean, friendly, but not jokey, not huggy, none of that stuff. So he was unhappy in his relationship. And he was like, I can't believe she won't sit on my lap. She won't blah, blah, blah. I have to force her to do this, do that. It's like, see, you should have discussed that and met in the middle. Now that you're married or y'all been married 6-7 years, it's kind of hard to say, hey, I wish you would sit on my lap.
Yeah, yeah,
You have to be self-aware. She doesn't
yeah.
know how you were raised. She didn't come up in your household. You know what I mean? She
Right,
doesn't know that.
right.
And you can't blame that person because they don't do what you did at your house.
Because you've not done the due process of these questions. I love 5 love languages. They have a whole quiz for people learning other people's love language, before pursuing this relationship or you in this relationship. Let's go down this. It's almost like a counseling kind of thing, therapeutic kind of thing that's done before we get, as you say, deep in there. And now you expecting me to do something that I wasn't doing, or I know me and I don't do that. And some things I don't do, I don't mind doing, but I mind doing that because
Yeah.
I'm aware of myself, you know, and the expectation. Besse, Queen Besse, thank you. You have shared some. Listen, you've been flowing, and I'm gonna say this right here. Every other guest I like to give my guests the questions prior to, so they can have chance enough to think. These are like questions we talk about every day anyway, things we think about. I like to give it to them prior to, so they can see what their thought is about it, maybe make some notations or whatever. I didn't do that with you. I thought I did that. We talked about it earlier. I didn't do that. And so just real quickly, I just ran off the question to you. Said, okay. I said, but girl, I don't mean no disrespect. You would have thought, I mean, from baseball analogies to everything, you would have thought that you had time to prepare. You could. You got some stuff from you. Yes. I knew I spotted you out right at that auction. I said, yep. Listen, I enjoyed having you here. I really appreciate it that you took this invite and that you came and that you understand the importance, because this is what you already do. You understand the importance of empowering our people so that we can have better, if we can have better relationships, we can have better families, stronger
Yes.
relationships. We can have
Yes.
stronger families. If we have stronger families, we can have stronger communities, right?
Yes.
And so I appreciate your experiences and your perspective being shared here tonight, your nuggets. Do know that I'm looking forward already to seeing you in live and in person before the live audience when we have the reunion show. You'll know about it in advance notice. I'm encouraging everybody to go look at previous episodes. Stay tuned. Look at the ones to come. They're all going to be different. I thank you for tuning in to Living Single with Dr. G. And I want you to go and just be intentional. Take what you heard here. Go be intentional about living a better life. Thank you, Besse. God bless you.